Hello, I'm Sandeep Ghosh, and you're watching the Ghosh Spot, my daily bite on national politics and current affairs. Today's subject Bengal Me Ka Ba. You've all been following what's been happening in the state over the last week or 10 days, starting with the ghastly massacre in Birbhum, followed by the intervention by the High Court, and then the fallout of all that within the West Bengal Assembly yesterday, which saw unprecedented violence and between the MLAs of the ruling party and the lead opposition BJP, resulting in suspension of five MLAs, including the leader of the opposition, Subhendu Adhikari. Today, Mamata Banerjee shot out a letter to her counterpart, chief ministers of the opposition ruled states, calling for a meeting of minds on how to counter uh, the center's attempts at intimidating its opponents by use of investigative agencies, an old allegation, but going a step further to say also uh, sections of the judiciary. This is a rather serious contention. Now, one can always try and dissect the sequence of events to figure out how it all started, who is to really blame, whether this was an intra Trinamool fight or there were other political dimensions or communal dimensions to it. And finally, what is the role BJP is trying to play now by escalating the issue both through the judiciary and uh, at the center, plus the what they're trying to do politically within the legislative system. But it may be more useful or meaningful to try and decode what this means for the politics going ahead both within West Bengal and on the national scene. First of all, whatever is happening, the ultimate loser will be West Bengal. It's unfortunate that the state has seen for the last 50 years such confrontation between the ruling party at the center and the ruling party in the state. And no matter how much one denies or wants to paper over it, West Bengal has suffered hugely in terms of development, in terms of industrialization, jobs, and the economy at large in this period when rest of India has clearly gone ahead. Unfortunately, if this spirit of animosity continues, then one can clearly say that up to 2024, not much of action will happen, with everybody preoccupied with the politics rather than looking at the upliftment, economic upliftment of the state, and which already has a whole lot of problems. And honestly, if we look back in the last 1 year since the elections results were announced in May last year, uh, people I have been off the ball uh, in West Bengal. Ruling Trinamool has been more preoccupied in trying to, with its national ambitions. It made its foray in the municipal elections in Tripura, tried to extend this reach by having, a large conversion of MLAs in Meghalaya, and then making a valiant attempt to get its footprint on Goa, which it was not very successful. Mamata Banerjee has been very active on the national scene, trying to position herself as one of the challengers of Mr. Modi. Now, all that has suffered a setback, if one may say so, with Arvind Kejriwal stealing a march with his astounding victory in Punjab. And so, Ms. Banerjee will have to kind of work from scratch to once again retrieve her position in the national firmament. And that might mean again that she will uh, not have too much time for West Bengal except to douse fires like the ones that happened in the last week or so. And now, what will BJP be doing? If BJP feels that by raising the ante inside the assembly and through the judicial system and maybe getting central agencies to pursue some cases in West Bengal, it'll manage to uh, create an upsurge or groundswell of sentiments uh, for it to make a comeback before 2024. uh, it will only make uh, the situation far more volatile than what it already is, and that again is going to be very very you know unfortunate, as well as unhappy, shall we say, for people of West Bengal who have really suffered this kind of instability for a long, long time. It's early days yet to see how things pan out, but we hope that there will be a greater display of statesmanship on all sides. We see the Prime Minister trying to stay above the ground level politics. Even the Home Minister had to said that okay, whatever has happened in Birbhum was really not a political matter. It was happening between factions of the Trinamool, so and other local players. All that is fine, but it depends on what sort of maturity people show on the ground, especially in the ruling party, which today is in a very invincible position, and many feel that therefore there is factional strife within the party with different people trying to, different factions or different power centers trying to assert themselves against the other, and that's what really happened in Birbhum and in some other places as well, even after that. And unless that is stemmed, and which can be controlled only by Mamata Banerjee, this syndrome can become endemic, which will be to the detriment of all concerned. Thank you. We'll come back with another episode soon.